Hello and welcome to the Sophie Scholl Society. I'm Mel McGinnis. This is the society that talks about the two forbidden subjects, religion and politics, in the same breath. And it's almost as forbidden as talking about Eric Ciaramella and the whistleblower in the same breath. You know what I'm talking about, the impeachment proceedings. You know, if I were a leftist, I would say that Trump needs to be impeached because he makes a diplomat feel bad. But since I'm not a leftist, I will not say that Trump needs to be impeached because he makes a diplomat feel bad. I'm in my right mind. Unlike Rush Limbaugh, who has formerly nicotine-stained fingers, I have in my never nicotine-stained fingers 5 propositions by Glenn Beck, who, from his show, The Democrats' Hydra, makes 5 propositions that indicate what we're seeing in the impeachment is a sideshow, and what's going on is much deeper than what the impeachment proceeding is doing. And here are the 5 propositions. By the way, you can see them on Facebook, on YouTube. It's about a 2-hour show, but I'm just going to really boil it down using the 5 points he made. Number 1, the U.S. State Department working in collusion with the intel community and non-government organizations known as NGOs are working to foment revolution around the world. That's proposition number 1. Proposition number 2, its name is Civil Society 2.0. Civil Society 2.0. The main NGO partner is George Soros. Proposition number 4, the whistleblower, whose initials are Eric Ciaramella, and other witnesses Democrats refused to call in the impeachment hearings are involved and protected by the leftists, the Democrats in Congress. And proposition number 5, the goal is to create a shadow justice system, rewrite constitutions, and pick elected leaders. They do this without your knowledge. It's done without your consent. And it's on your dime as they use taxpayer money to force an agenda for socialism under the guise of spreading democracy. Civil society and open society intend to make the world into a socialist theme park through gathering like-minded groups to foment violent regime change. Or as Glenn Beck corrected me, he said, and they use it this way, spontaneous indigenous popular uprisings. Just code language for regime change. Now, in addition to this, we have $7 billion of taxpayer money going to Ukraine through U.S. aid during the Obama administration, which is unaccounted for. These are the high crimes and misdemeanors, not a phone call made by President Trump, and not President Trump making a diplomat feel bad, such as Ambassador Yovanovitch. You see, these impeachment proceedings, you could call them a no due process impeachment hearing. I feel that as you observe this time, you need to hear Mark Levin, because you hear the protestations of the left saying, Donald Trump engaged in irregular channels. Well, lo and behold, Harry Hopkins, during FDR's administration, was an irregular channel by which FDR conducted foreign policy. Are we going to have a retroactive impeachment of FDR if we're accusing Donald Trump of the same thing? Like Congressman Jim Jordan said, what we are seeing through the State Department is unelected officials making policy for the elected officials. It's the other way around in America. The elected officials of our nation make the policy, the foreign policy that the president directs, not the State Department. You see, what we're witnessing is more than a campaign strategy of the Democrats. What we are observing is a coup strategy from the left. And you see this in a tweet by the lawyer who represents the whistleblower who will go unnamed, Eric Ciaramella, by saying, we've got to start this coup. We've got to start the revelation. It's there in a tweet. So it's really not for the sake of the Constitution that the impeachment is occurring. No, it's for the sake of a coup, using this wonderful Constitution for evil ends. That's what the left is doing. And speaking of a no due process impeachment hearing, what does Amendment 6 say? Amendment 6 says this: in all criminal prosecutions, the accused, that is Donald Trump, shall enjoy the right to be confronted with the witnesses against him. Who is the main witness that came out with this supposed call that Donald Trump made? It is the so-called false whistleblower. And the Democrats are keeping him in the dark. They don't want him to come out. To me, it's so unfair, since Amendment 6 says the accused, in this case the president, shall be confronted by his accuser. And that person, at the core of it, at the heart of it, is the whistleblower. The forbidden name you're not supposed to say, Eric Ciaramella. So Democrats and left, Adam Schiff, conduct this proceeding in a way that is constitutional and according to the Sixth Amendment, not by what you want it to be. Otherwise, we're just witnessing Schiff-hole justice. Well, unlike Tony Kornheiser, pardon the interruption, I will not make the promise I'll try to do better the next time.